Need to find a creature in ARK Astraeos? Well, we've covered every single one for you, including locations, what they look like, and some pretty little maps to guide you exactly where to go to find them. So, don't forget to hit that like button and all that jazz, and let's get into it. So first up, we got the Achatina, little sluggery snail. You know, it slivers. It's not a slug at all, it's a snail. You can find it in all of these locations. Coming up with an Allosaur, because it'll bite your face off. Don't forget to get some Allo Brains, because, you know, you need Allo Brains to fight bosses with. Well, not bosses on the Astraeos right now, but there they are. Snails, not snails. This isn't a snail. This is an Ammonite. It's a watery version of a snail. You'll find them in the sea, all over here. And then, you know, anglerfish, angler gel. Get some pearls in your life. Black pearls are everywhere, so get yourself an anglerfish by going to these locations here. And then metal. Who needs metal? You need metal. If you want metal on the ground, get yourself an Ankylo, and you can find an Ankylo all over these spots. And who wants to tame a spider? Nobody, but you might want to. And if you do want to, then all you need to do is go over to these spots here and get yourself a bit of spooder in your life. But there's better spooder later on in the game. Big tanky turtle, allowing you to produce algae, which can be used like mutton, but instead for herbivores. It's a great thing to have. Go and tame yourself some Archelons. You'll find them all over here. And Argentavis, the obvious multi-tool flyer that's also doubling as a smithy and carries everything. And he's a great creature to have. Don't forget about that weight. Get them here. And if you want to fight its Astral variant to get yourself some loot, you can find them here. And spit in your face. I got spit on me. Oh, what's that? It's an Arthro. It spits and melts away my armor. You can get them here. And if you want a good, strong sea to land creature that can also double as a good cave creature on top, get yourself a Baryonyx, finding them here. Arguably one of the best sea creatures in the game. Basilow, pretty easy to tame with some passive feeding to its mouth. Watch out for those mantas though, because they'll stick your face off. Cemented paste by the bucket load if you tongue it well with a frog. And you can find bees or buffos all over here. Big giant monster Bronto if you need sauropods in your life or want to tame one, because they're big, they're chunky, they're round. They're all over here. Turtles in a half shell, though not as good as the other turtles that we just showed earlier. You can find Carbonimemas all over these spots here. Need yourself a big monstrous Carcharodontosaurus? Of course you do, because if you want to run OSDs of veins, Carchars are all the rave, and you can find Carchars all over these spots. And if you want to inflict a little bit of cheeky bleeds, don't underestimate these things. They're monsters in the right hands. Carnos you can find all over these spots here. And then if you want to find its tanky turkey neck cousin that's an Astral variant, you can find them all over these spots. Need some wood? Want to store some wood? Want to find some paste? Because these will be near some cementing paste areas. Castoroids, is that how you pronounce it? Hemorrhoids, not hemorrhoids. Castoroids. Beavers. They got good weight with wood and smithy. Find them here. Want to become a real Greek god and take on a Minotaur? Well, you can find Minotaurs in a particular artifact cave to fight yourself. Watch out, definitely deal some decent blows. And hey ho, speedy though, and does some good great buffs too. It's the Sabertooth, a nightmare to tame, but you can find them over here to tame. Get the beers in, son. Chalico's in town. Gotta get them, feed them beer, haven't you? Gotta passive tame them, and you can find them all over here. Need some biotoxin in your life? Of course you do, because they help to make a range of different things, including the best shocking darts in the world. Nidaria are going to be found all over here. Who doesn't love fishing? I definitely don't, but if you want to go fishing and you want to fish some coelacanth, go and find them here. And hey, who doesn't want the best shoulder pet in the game? Of course you don't. It's the worst shoulder pet, but it's a shoulder pet you can choose. Cumpy can be found all over here. And lightning variants, which are of course the Astraeos equivalent to corrupted, you can find all over on Lava Island. Of course you can. Want to get healing with a food-loving pig? Then you got to get yourself a Daedon, and you can find Daedons all over these Daedons. Because Daedon. Snappy happy. Get your croc on, because the Gigabyte is one of the best attacks in the game. Go test it out on a Titan for yourself. You can find Deinosuchus all over here, as well as its ambiguous Astral variants. I've never seen one, but if you find one, you'll find them here. Need something to spit, like Jurassic Park in the first one. Spat at that dude who tried to rub the jeans in it. Dilos, you can find them here. Underestimated monster to bust your armor up, because it can, and always an annoyance if you try and hit one, accidentally hit one. You can find Dimorphs all over here. Need to incubate your eggs in a hurry and haven't got anything else to tame? Well, you can tame a Dimetrodon, because they do that, and that's pretty much what they're only really good for at the moment, but you can find them here. And hey, underestimate this one. A very fast thing in the ocean and can kill trilobites for lots of black pearls. Don't underestimate these things. They're great. Diplocauruses, go tame them here. And if you want a giant bus to passenger ride a bunch of players and tame one passively, go and get a Diplodocus. in these locations. Need to farm yourself some honey. Of course you do, because honey makes the world go round, though there is a honey cave on this map, let's not forget. But it's a great early to medium tame and a bit of a monster packing a bit of a punch. Dire bears, find them here. Need to sniff out some explorer notes. Well, you won't be able to do that on Astraeos, but maybe you will, because there is a secret dossier out there somewhere, I've been told. Dire wolves are out there all over the shop around in these locations. And its astral counterpart, which is a new addition to Astraeos, can be found here. Believe it or not, you may want to know where the dodos are, the iconic flagship of ARK creatures. They can be found all over, of course, every beach on Astraeos, and especially with an event running at the moment, you may want to know exactly where they are. Stone! Who wants stone? You want stone. If you want cementing paste as well, there's a cheeky location to use these on. Doedicurus, find them here. And hey, ported over from other maps, it is spawning here too. Dreadmare, flying horse, nightmare to tame, but if you want to tame one, you can tame them here. Big powerful monsters that can do some serious damage if it's against anything that's big and mighty. Dreadnoughtus, found all over these locations. Poop, you want some poop? You can have some poop, turn it into fertilizer with a dung beetle. Get a dung beetle here. The most underrated metal farmer in the game. Get one on Astraeos. You will never need metal ever again. Dunkleos found all in these locations. Why on earth you would ever tame one of these? You may do, you may not want to, but if you want to, you can do if you find them here. And Equus knocks things out. Got a good kick to it. Really does. Can knock things out if you've got a high imprint melee 1. Get some carrots, pop down to these locations here and get yourself an Equus. In some dire need to get some black pearls, there really is other good locations for this instead, now on Astraeos anyway. But if you really want to find them by creatures, go and find some Eurypterids, which you'll find here. Flint is the name, Flint is the game. Everybody needs flint if you want to make lots of spark powder, and by doing that, you're going to need a Fasola. Go and find a Fasola in these locations here. A bit of a nightmare to say on Astraeos, but can be done. And yes, wyvern eggs are all here as well. You can get yourself a wyvern egg if you didn't know that already. There's a wyvern nest up in this spot to get either fire, lightning, or poison eggs. And hello, friend of Syntac. Well, I don't know anyone else who actually likes this apart from Syntac. Maybe you do, but if you do, go and get yourself a galley in these spots. One of my favourite creatures in the game, it's an absolute joy to ride if you know where to ride one of these, and a monster in weight. Gas bags. Go and get gas bags in these spots here. If you want to produce honey on the fly, of course, you need a giant queen bee, and luckily for you, there's a bee cave to tame them. Go to these spots here. The big bad Giga is on this map too, in a few locations for you to find if you want to back yourself a Giga, and if you want to keep killing them, hopefully you might eventually get a Tek variant to spawn on the map. That's right, and you'll find them in these locations. Monkey see, monkey do, monkey throw you too. A great fibre and berry gatherer. Go and get yourself a Gigantopithecus in all of these locations. Another one of my favourite tames, because it's pretty simple to tame if you go and get yourself some wyvern eggs, and obviously hatches eggs for you, though there's now an egg incubator, so not as much as a thing now, but a great creature nonetheless. Go and get one because it buffs babies as well. Need to produce some golden eggs, of course you do, if you want to tame yourself a Rhinonafa, so you're going to need to tame yourself a Hesperornis to get golden eggs, and you can find them in these locations. Need to keep your meat fresh and haven't got a fridge at hand? Well, get yourself a Hyaenodon and you'll find them in these spots. And hey, if you want to tame a Hesperornis, you're going to need to tame one of these, because it'll make it so much easier to tame one, as much as an annoyance as they are. But Ichthyornises can be found all over these locations. And need to get in the sea in a hurry. There's no quicker tame to get you in the sea than a dolphin, Ichthyornis, and you can find these all over in these spots. Or want to pounce across the water pretty quick, snatching all your people up, then you want to get yourself a Capro. And you can find a Capro in all of these locations here. If you want to try and attempt to enrage a Giga, it's still a thing, right? We still do that, don't we? Get yourself a Kentro, and you'll find Kentros in these locations. If you head over to Sheep Island, you're going to find yourself your very own sheep bus. That's the thing. It doesn't really grant you any more than it used to. It used to be an absolute nightmare to fight. Now, not so much. It just knock you back really far. The Kiriali? I'm sure I butchered the name of that one, but you can find them here. Seeds. If you need seeds in your life, then there's no better than taming an Iguanodon, and you'll find Iguanodons all over here. Iguanodon! Polly. Who wants Polly? Then you want Kairukus, because they give you plenty of Polly, and also a little bit of incubation. Go and tame them here. Want to try and get yourself a bit of swamp fever, or maybe try and farm a bit of leech blood, then you'll find them from leeches all over in these locations. Want to try and buff your loot? Then you're going to need to tame yourself a Leoplorodon, nightmare to tame, but if you want to, you can find them all over in these spots. Need to get yourself some silk pretty quickly, then go and kill some Lymantria, and you can find Lymantria all over these spots. Fancy buffing your dinos quick and easy, then you're going to need a Lystro, so go and find Lystros in all of these locations. And by far the best flyer in the game, even though it's not a flyer, I guarantee you will never need anything to travel around on ARKs ever again. Maguanas are all over in these locations. Absolute monster, great wood gatherer, and pretty good for fighting particular bosses like Dragon. Mammoths are in, and they are all found all over here, as well as the new Astral Variants. That's a thing in the game. Going to get you some boss man loot if you can kill one, so go find them there. If you want to zip around and do a bit of wave racing, then tame yourself a manta, and you can find mantas all over here. By far a fantastic choice if you plan to farm element veins. A mantis is the way to do that, and you'll do that by taming them in these spots, though on Lava Island they're only there to kill. Be mindful of that. Fancy climbing some walls, or just need to farm yourself some Megalania toxin, because you need that for some bosses, don't you? Megalania will be found in all of these locations here. And a deer, a male deer, because you need one if you want to try and attempt to farm thatch from trees. Megalosauruses are found all in these spots. Dun 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 dun. Sleeping man, go sleep because he likes sleep. I want to sleep. Make me sleep. I sleep here. Chitin. Good for you. If you kill these, you get chitin. Quick and easy ways to get chitin early. Find them here. And be wary if they're near one of these things, because they'll get the bug buff and go wild. And in fact, a great way to farm lots of chitin. Megatheriums are found in all of these locations here. Want to slow down your enemies, and honestly, frankly, an underrated creature in my opinion, because it does that. Good friendly poop thrower Mesopithecus you can find in all of these spots here. Want to attempt to dismount somebody? Well, you're going to struggle because it's not as good when tamed, but if you want to be dismounted by a wild, Microraptors avoid these areas here. Need some water on the go, then this thing will keep water inside of it. Did you know that? Now you do. And it will also irrigate stuff. Morellotopses found in all of these locations. Once dubbed the king of the ocean. Now, not really in my opinion, there's better sea creatures out there, but still a tanky monster in the sea to encounter. Mosasaurs are found all over here, as well as Astral Variants, much like alphas, monsters to kill. Black pearls, lots of them. Multi-tool, multi-purpose, harvesting, fantastic creature. Honestly, one of my favourites. Muschops, you'll find muschops all over in these locations. Don't forget, it's easy way to get some superior kibble. Need some quick and easy oil? Then you'll want an oil jug bug, and you can find oil jug bugs in these spots here. Want to give someone rabies? Then you could do that by taming an onyx, and you'll find onyx in these locations here, though I'm not sure if they're able to be tamed in any of these caves. I think the first one, not so much the lava one. And hey, if you want some insulation in your life, then you want to get yourself an otter, because that also doubles up as something that can carry artifacts for you too. Find them all over here. And of course, an absolute necessity now in ARK Ascended to collect your eggs. Oviraptors, you'll find them all over here. Want to guarantee yourself hide on tap? Of course you do, and if you do that by taming sheep, then you'll have plenty of it in your life, and go and find sheep in all of these locations here. But don't forget, there's a dedicated island to sheep, which is probably going to be your best place to go. Nobody's favourite, but apparently is Captain Fat Dog's favourite. Patches can be found in all of these spots. And if you've got some bug repellent at hand and want to tame a less inferior trike, but has a strange pheromone ability, you can tame patchy rhinos all over here. Big giant phallic neck on it, but you can throw a platform saddle on it and it can be a bit useful at times. Parasaurs can be found in all of these spots here, but if you want the Parasaur, which is a great thing, a great early game tame, and also detects anything around it, you'll find them here. Don't want your stuff being stolen? Then you want to make sure you avoid these areas in case of running into a Pego. Or want to farm Poly in the bucket load by taming a Pelagornis? You'll find Pelagornises in these locations here. Need some quick and easy poop on the go? There's no better than taming a Phiomia. It'll do plenty of that in the bucket load, feeding it stimberries, and you'll find them in these locations. Always an annoyance in the sea, though, never to be tamed, because who wants to tame these? But you can if you really want to, and piranhas can be found in these spots. Not exactly my favourite, but a few people do attest to this being one of their favourite sea creatures. It's pretty fast in the water, one that's got a platform saddle as well. Plesios can be found in these spots. And hey, we've kind of overlooked this one, I think, in the world of breeding, but it's still got its place there, and a great travelling mount at that. Procoptodons can be found in all of these locations. The OG first flyer in the game. It's still a fun one to go to and tame first off, especially trying to find your first Meguana. You'll find them in these locations. Want to sting the torpor out of something or sting the torpor into something, then you want to get yourself a Pulma Scorpion, and you'll find them all over the map in these spots here. Need to get some hidden quick storage on the fly, then get yourself a Polovia, because that can do that and hide away. It's great for that. Not much too else. Can surprise and stun people and stun you. Don't forget that. Dirtbag, absolute dirtbag. You're a dirtbag for taming one, but if you want to tame one, go and tame them here. Big, giant, monster flyer. Absolutely wonderful creature. Not so much used now as it used to be because there's many ways to get around weight like Tek. And speaking of Tek, there's Tek variants of this, so go and find yourself a Quetzal in these locations. And another iconic flagship dino to ARK, the Raptor, right? It's always here, there, and everywhere when you least expect it. And a lot of people like to tame these early on, as well as their Tek variants. You can find these all in these locations, as well as Astral variants as well, the equivalent to Alpha. And well, speaking of iconic, there's really no more iconic than this one, right? The Rex, the big powerhouse itself, the all-rounder that everybody loves, and you'll find Rexes all over Astraeos in these locations, as well as the Tek variants. You can get these on Astraeos too. Surprising that they're on here but not other maps than Extinction, and the Astral Rex, which is again the Alpha variant. Everybody wants them, everybody needs them. Nightmare to tame, but if you want to tame one, if you're ready to tame one, get a Bronto, get a Giga or a Kaka, and get down to these locations here to get yourself a Araneo Nafa. Pretty underrated creature in my opinion. Very early game though, to be honest, but if you want a Saber, go and find yourself a Saber in all of these spots. And if you want to tame yourself an Otter or Hesperornis, then you're going to want the best salmon possible, and you'll find salmon all over in these locations. A bit overlooked now because of the Deinosuchus, but it's still relevant and a great land to sea creature. The Sarco can be found in all of these spots. Everybody loves an aqua buffed Spino, right? And of course, with the Spinosaurs, you're going to need to farm, you're going to need to know where they are, and you can find them all over in these locations. Multi-purpose for both berry gathering as well as being a great absolute tank of choice for PvPers. Stegos, you'll find these all over in these locations, as well as their Tek variants. Definitely one of my favourite flyers because it moves much quicker than a PT and has the opportunity to carry a passenger. Just be mindful of trying to tame one because they will try and fly away from you, but tappies can be found here. And if you've got a dodo skin at hand, maybe this is one you might actually tame because it is really fun with a dodo skin. Terror birds are found all over here. Definitely a fan favourite, right? It's an all-purpose harvester and boss fighter. Therazinos, you can find them all over Astraeos in these locations. Not so much a go-to creature for me, to be honest, but there's a lot of people out there that like this one. It does look nice and cute, but not really a cute one to encounter. But Thorny Dragons can be found in these locations. And hey, you all love this one, right? It bleeds, it's mean, it's keen. It doesn't paint you on this one, apparently. It's very surprising not to see them chilling in trees. Thylers are all over in these locations. And always one to knock you out when you least expect it, but you're going to need to kill them if you want to get yourself some venom, and you'll find Titanoboas all over here. Always an annoyance, always popping up at the wrong time. Always an annoyance, always popping up at the wrong times. Titanomura, find them here. Great solid starter tame, right? It's a good berry gatherer, it's a good tank, it's got good weight. Go and find yourself a trike here. Another Black Pearl giver, and that's pretty much it. Neddy loves these ones though. Trilobites can be found all over here. Nightmare to tame, but great for spotting traps. I bet you forgot that one, didn't you? Troodons can be found all over in these locations. My favourite sea creature, without a doubt, because it's great at killing anything and everything and very easy to tame if you know how to. Tusos can be found all over here, as well as their astral counterparts. Nightmare to kill, but worthy rewards if you can. And yes, there is apparently a unicorn variant on this map of the Equus that you can find. Very rare one. I've never seen a unicorn personally on Astraeos, but they can be found all over here. Heavily overlooked now in ASA. I don't know why. Do they just not perform as well as they used to in ASE? But Velos, you can find them all over here. Free turrets for you. And that's right, with more Scorched Earth creatures, you'll find a spoiled meat eater and storer vulture can be found all over here. And that desperate, you can't even walk to water, but there's one nearby you because you're on that exact island and need water in that very moment. Water jug bugs can be found here. Need rhino horns? Of course you do, because you're going to need to make some mind wipes or tame a mantis, right? You're going to need to find yourself woolly rhino horns. Don't forget they're a monster in battle. Absolute powerhouse against any alphas, and honestly, go and watch our previous boss fight videos with these things. Sphincters, obviously they're not called sphincters, but I like to call them sphincters. Annoyances in the sea. Go tame one and you'll tame them here. And of course, gotta be done, you need one of these because they not only help to fight bosses, but also produce extraordinary kibble. Tyrannosaurs can be found all over here. And that's right, Carcinosis from Aberration are in Astraeos, and you'll find them all over in the Maelstrom, as well as the brand new Aberrant Cave that offers a bunch of different aberrant variants of the creatures that you know, though it is tied to only the fertile variants, so anything that you normally find in the blue zone or the red zone you won't find here, but pretty much almost every single fertile aberrant variant you will find within this Aberration Cave here. The only creatures that don't seem to be spawning that do normally spawn in the fertile zones are basilisks and yeelings, though apart from that you will find every single aberrant variant that you do find in the fertile zone within these areas. And who doesn't want a cool looking aberrant variant, right? Don't forget they've got a buff in, is it either health or melee? One of them, they've got a better buff in one of those. So definitely worth taming just for that. And hey, with aberrant variants, there's other aberration creatures in the same cave too. Bulbdogs are in, and you can tame yourself a bulbdog in this cave, as well as cosmos, surprisingly. But with this cave getting pretty small with a lot of spawns in there, you might have a bit of a game trying to get these to spawn, but they do exist, I promise you, as well as gachas can be found in this cave as well. Glowbugs, if you wanted to charge batteries, this is a way to do it. I bet you forgot about that one, didn't you? But you can do it by finding glowbugs here. And yes, Ravagers, they seem to be super rare, but they do spawn in this cave. Just got to keep rotating spawns until you get one. As well as Roll Rats, they also spawn in here too, but again, a pretty rare spawn there. Don't forget they gift red gems and blue gems when roaming around. Dirty, scatty, janky, gliding flyer. What the hell? I hate this thing. You know I hate this thing, but a lot of you do love this thing. Just not my favourite, come on man. But if you want to tame one, you can go find them here. And surprisingly a much rarer spawn than I first thought, but you can find owls. And if you want an owl because they drop the pellets right, go and find them here.
Meow 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 meow.
Another beer guzzler in the game, Dinotheriums. They're great for buffing and tanking. Great creatures all round, really, and perhaps better than mammoths. And if you want to tame them, well, go and find them all over here. And that's right, the King Titan has returned. It's there wandering once every day on Lava Island, and just like the Wandering King Titan on Extinction, you'll find it in these locations for a limited time per day. And the brand new mini bosses to Astraeos, Kalydonios and Erymanthian. Probably butchered them, but Fire Boar and got the runs Boar. You can find these in this location by activating the terminal to fight them to get yourself a bit of loot and a bit of element. And there you go. That's a lot of them. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please do comment below because this was a long one to put together. So, you know, until the next one, my name is Ras Clark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.